Hello, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kurt, and welcome back to Far Lands or Bust. Whoop, I forgot to break my workbench here. I was all discombobulated due to the double creeper attack that I completely forgot all of my things I need to do. Get out of here, that's what I need. Alright, continuing on. We are not in a densely packed forest, so I think I'm okay on the creepers, although there is one over there. I'm looking at you, guy. Oop, he just despawned. But yeah, let me get out a cloud of dirt. Cover up the hidey hole, grab Wolfie, and look for my compass. I really need to organize my inventory. Get out my compass, because I'm actually wanting to go that way, in the direction that that creeper was at. But continuing on. Yeah, back in Far Lands or Bust. We're still at 5% towards our goal for our Child's Play charity fundraiser over at farlandsorbust.com. Although we gained $60 since the last episode, so we're at 1,000. Hi, Creeper. I'm going to have my vengeance. And vengeance has been had. Indeed, Wolfie. What was I saying? We're at $1,566.44. All going to Child's Play charity. That's amazing. Thank you very much for everybody who contributes. And it looks like we're going to head off by boat. And badunk. And Wolfie's already getting wet. But yeah, thanks for everybody who keeps contributing. And like I said, when we reach 10%, I will give a tour of the offices here. Maybe give you a little bit of an insight as to the process I go through of creating these Far Lands or Bust episodes and other Let's Plays. So that's amazing. And I'm also about 500 subscribers away from 25,000, which is amazing and craziness. And when I reach 25,000, I will do my video of building the Lego space shuttle, which should be awesome. I've still got to figure out where I want to do that. Obviously, I need some sort of light. It's weird because in my office, my back is facing the window, so I don't know how well that would work for video. So I'll figure that out. It'll be my first foray into sort of a video production, real life, sort of having to worry about lighting situations and stuff like that. So, oh, sorry, Wolfie, God. Don't spawn in the way of my fists. Oh, that got him. I just fed him up his butt. That was awkward and strange, and we'll never speak of it again. But yeah, continuing on. What else was I going to say? Oh, I haven't given an update as to the file size of this Minecraft world. We're now at 2,257 megabytes for this save, so we've gained 257 megabytes since I reached since I supplied the download, the world download, which is about 2 gigabytes, so that's interesting. I don't want to know the size it's going to be once I reach the Far Lands, if I reach the Far Lands, whenever I do. In a long time in the future. Speaking of the future, I'm glad everybody enjoyed my little Let's Play of Space, or no, not, of Universe Sandbox. That's what I played. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure that out. Like I said, it isn't, I wasn't having as much fun, or I wasn't getting as lost in it, I guess you could say, as I would with Celestia or Space Engine. But I'm sure there is a lot of you were commenting that there's a lot I missed and didn't hit on. Obviously, I couldn't do everything in the 18 minutes I made that video in, but I'll keep checking it out from time to time, and if I do something cool or find something cool, I'll probably make another video for it. So, yeah, I'm always having fun doing those sort of things. Astronomy and space and science and all that other goodness. I guess right along the lines, I could answer an apt, timely question from one of the viewers in a previous video. Somebody asked if there's anything new and interesting going on in space. There's always things new and interesting going on in space. It is the final frontier. But a few things for those of you who are in my viewers from the southern hemisphere. First of all, happy summer. But also, I hope you guys were aware that the last couple weeks you had in the morning a spectacular view of a comet. Comet Lovejoy, which was a comet that passed... Oh, what's this? Suspicious. Oh, it's just a underground lake, it appears to be. Comet Lovejoy was a comet fragment, a sungrazer, as they call them, that gets really close to the sun, and it was a pretty big fragment, and they were expecting it to just go into the sun and disappear like most of them do. But Lovejoy actually got close enough to pass within the sun's corona. That was back on December 16th. And they were surprised to see that it survived and made its way out the other side. And then when that happened, it brightened back up. It got a big bright tail, actually 2 tails again. And it was visible in the morning hours in the southern hemisphere. That's just luck of the draw. It could have been, if it went around the other way, we could have viewed it in the northern hemisphere in the mornings, but because we're kind of in the winter time here, it's not... Oh, I got all turned around there. Winter time here, the sun is pretty low on the horizon, so it's just difficult for us to see. So people in the southern hemisphere, you know, Australia, New Zealand, South America, stuff like that, I hope you guys at least once had clear skies where you were able to wake up before the sun rises to actually see it. There's some awesome photos online, and ooh, what's this? Yeah, that looks like lava down there. Let's not go this way, Wolfie. There's some brightness, so let's avoid that. That's suspicious as well. But yeah, that's a cool comet you can see. It's starting to get faint and hard to see. Oh, okay, screw that. It's starting to get faint and hard to see from the southern hemisphere even early in the morning, so you might have missed your chance on that, but I hope, and certainly comment below if you guys are in the southern hemisphere and you were able to see that. That would have been a sight. But yeah, that was something cool that was happening. There's also some cool video, time-lapse, and photos taken from the International Space Station. The astronauts there were able to see it, you know, as they come across the horizon every 90 minutes or so. They make an orbit of the Earth, so that was really cool. But yeah, that's something cool that was happening in space. Something else is we had 2 spacecraft, GRAIL, which stands for NASA and their acronyms. GRAIL stands for Gravity, Recovery, and Interior Laboratory, which they're 2 twin spacecraft that were launched on the same rocket just a couple weeks after the Juno mission was launched, and they also had a NASA tweet up for the GRAIL launch. GRAIL is going to orbit the moon, and due to the positioning of the 2 spacecraft, they're going to measure the gravity field around the moon, which is actually found to be quite bumpy and uneven. And by studying that, they're going to learn about the interior of the moon to see if it's got still a molten core or some similarities to the Earth and things like that. So that actually, they both reached and entered into orbit around the moon about New Year's Day. And that's something else that's pretty interesting that's happening up in space. Juno itself is still on its way to Jupiter. It's going to reach there in 2016. So we're looking forward to that. It just recently passed, it was actually a little bit ago where it passed beyond the orbit of Mars. It's actually going to swing out a little bit and then swing back in. And in 2013, it's going to kind of rendezvous with Earth and get a gravity boost from Earth, and then finally be shot back out towards Jupiter for its 2016 rendezvous there. But yeah, there's always interesting, cool stuff happening in space. And I'm certainly... Oh, God, I thought that sheep was a creeper. I don't know why, but it frightened me. Gotta be careful of these forests. But yeah, there's always interesting stuff happening in space, and I appreciate that everybody kind of likes hearing from me, and you enjoy the videos, such as Universe Sandbox and stuff like that, so it's one of the interests of mine. Something else that's also coming up on June 5th of this year, there is a transit of Venus across the face of the sun, and it's maybe I'll try to find and put a link in the video description, but there's different maps you can see to plot, and there's actually, actually I'll link it to this. There's a website where you can put in your zip code or your area on Google Maps, and it'll tell you at what times and where the transit of Venus would look like. And for those of you who don't know what a transit of Venus is, or a transit, think of a solar eclipse where the moon passes in front of the sun. Same concept. The hell? Somebody's throwing saplings at us. Damn squirrels. You ever get that when you're like walking around in a forest and like a random like chestnut falls next to you? Chestnut. Or a walnut or something falls next to you, and like there's a squirrel up there, so you think like the squirrels are throwing nuts at you. Bastard squirrels. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the transit of Venus. So yeah, it's actually for the northern North America, it's going to happen at sunset, so we're not going to be able to see the entire process, but it's going to start, say, when the sun's about here, and Venus, much like the moon, is going to pass in front of the sun, and Venus is big enough where you're going to be able to see it You're going to need protection for your eyes, so you're going to need those solar eclipse filters for your eyes, but you'll be able to see, you know, a little dot pass in front of the sun and start to like make its way across. It's going to, like I said, happen at sunset. If you're going to be in Hawaii or anywhere in the Pacific or Asia, that's going to be a place where you're going to be able to see the entire thing. What am I looking for? Dirt. So I know a lot of people, or a few people, whoa, I almost jumped off again. A few people in my astronomy club who are actually traveling to Hawaii so they could see the entire thing. The best place to be there, the best place to be would be Mauna Kea, up on the mountains above the clouds. Let me go to sleep here, and then we'll continue talking about this in the morning. And awakeness. So yeah, what was I saying? Transit of Venus. So yeah, that's it's something. It happens. There was one in 2003. It happens in cycles of 2 like that, and then it won't happen again for another like 200 years. So on June 5th, clear your schedule, because if you miss that, then what the hell? That's like, you know, it's literally a once or twice in a lifetime event. So I'm trying to plan on maybe, I'm not going to go to Hawaii. That would be kind of overkill, but I'm planning on trying to make a trip over to Phoenix, just because here in Chicago, where it will be visible, our weather in June is too unpredictable. I wouldn't want to miss a once-in-a-lifetime thing like that, because there's clouds, you know. So I'm planning on trying to get somewhere to Arizona. I always like going to Arizona anyway, and it's a place I go quite a bit, so it'd be a good time to go to a place that has clear skies like that. And maybe I'll, before then, buy some sort of solar telescope that'll enhance the views. But yeah, that's a really big deal. And unlike, you know, where an eclipse lasts only, you know, maybe an hour or so, and the totality of an eclipse, a solar eclipse, is, you know, a few minutes at best. The transit of Venus lasts much longer, you know, hours, 5 hours or so. So you certainly have a lot of time to check that out. I'm sure if you have that's weird, underground sugarcane farm. I'm sure if you have an astronomy club in your area, they'll have some sort of event for that. So yeah, that's something in June. Like I said, June 5th, clear your schedule. If you're not planning on going anywhere, you should at least try to find some way to view that, because that's going to be an amazing deal. And sorry for those of you in Europe and on the other side of the Earth where that's not really going to be visible for you. It might be visible in sunrise for you guys, because it is such a long event. Everybody around the globe usually has a chance to view it. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I'll certainly be talking more about that as the date approaches. Ooh, it's a big opening there. But yeah, thanks for that question, and I'll certainly keep you abreast as to future astronomy goings-ons and findings and nifty stuff like that. What else? I think I can answer probably another question here. I was talking about cars before, and somebody else asked if I ever considered owning a microphone? No, a motorcycle. I kind of got into motorcycles back when, like, I was still in college when that American Chopper show was kind of big. So I was kind of into those, kind of, just like I like the rat rods, I was kind of into the old school kind of choppers sort of motorcycles. Not much into the crotch rockets or things like that. But no, I don't think I would ever own a motorcycle or drive a motorcycle. It just, I don't know. You need 4 wheels to kind of get around, in my opinion. Not that there's anything wrong with motorcycles. I just never got into them. I don't know anybody who drives them or rides them, I guess. So maybe that's why I never got into them. But yeah, it was good. They're kind of cool and stuff like that, but nothing I ever seriously considered. What else is going on? Somebody, the last couple of videos, I think it's the same person, Cup of Paper is their username. Hello, Cup of Paper. Somebody kept asking if watch out, Wolfie. If I watched hockey, and if so, which team, or are there any other sports? I mentioned this before, I'm not a huge sports guy. I'm not into football. Baseball, yeah, my family kind of, I I've inherited the fandom for the Chicago White Sox, and for those of you who don't know Chicago, there is kind of a split between the Cubs and the White Sox. So we're a White Sox team, South Side family, I guess you could say. But in terms of hockey, I like the Blackhawks, obviously, Chicago team, but I'm not really an avid watcher. I don't really keep up with it or anything like that. Obviously, they won the Stanley Cup recently, so that was really cool for the city. But yeah, not a big hockey person per se. And just sports in general, I'm not a big fan. When I was little, my parents signed me up for like t-ball or whatever youth, not little league, but I was in elementary school and stuff like that, and I don't remember having that many good memories of it. To be honest, I'm not much of a competitive sports person. My only memories are bad ones that I end up trying to repress and or cause me great financial distress of having to go to some sort of therapy to get them out of my mind. No, not that bad, but yeah, not a big sports person per se. And speaking of kind of sports and competitive stuff, last night there was a, for those of you who know, Reddit, people on Reddit are holding a Race for Wool kind of ladder tournament, and Co-Star is actually like an officiator, or not an officiator, a commentator for the things, and he's on his Twitch TV account, and I tweeted this up on Twitter and stuff like that. He kind of broadcasts the matches live, and yesterday it was a semifinal of Mine Inc., which you may remember was the team that myself, Brian, Lorgon 111, Schism, and the British Engineer. Oh, where did you come from, Skeleton? What are you doing up here on the surface? You don't belong here. Oh, crap. He's on me. Oh, he's dead. Oh, no, he's not. Who are you? Are you, like, immune to the sun? Oh my god, he is. Die. Ugh, what was that all about? Is there, like, a spawner down here, maybe? No, it looks like he just came out of a random... Oh, no, wait. I think I might see cobblestone. No, that's dirt. Oh, schnuggies. Watch out, Wolfie. The skeletons, my arch nemesis. Suck it. You are dead, sir. You are dead. I don't know, there might be a spawner down there. Let's check it out. Wolfie, sit. I don't need you to get killed by a skeleton. No, just random darkness. Alright. Interesting. The skeletons are trying to follow in the footsteps of the creepers and attack me in numbers of 2, but they will not get away with it. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking about the Race for Wool competition. Yeah, I was watching that. It was Mine Inc., who we went up against. So that was interesting. I was kind of waiting to see if they'd picked up some sort of tricks from us, because we were the first team they ever played, and then they beat their first team that they were playing in the Reddit tournament. But yesterday they lost against the Redstoners, which is... people like Etho. Etho is on that team, and I forget who else is on that team. Seth Bling and other people like that. A little bit intimidating, I'm sure, but I was watching that, and it was actually weird. They had to restart a couple times because the people who were hosting it had a bunch of problems with their host. Their server, there were a lot of permission errors, and there was at one point a false start where Mine Inc., their side, they weren't able to break blocks because there was some sort of permission set on their side that was all messed up, so that was a little bit unfair. But they finally got around to doing it, and I'm just noticing, I know I talked about this, I don't know if you can hear, there's a siren going on in the background behind me, but it came down once again, and I mentioned this before when I was talking about it, it came down to who had the gold, or the diamond armor. Because just in 1.0, Diamond Armor is way too overpowered. They need to do something about that. Either on Minecraft's side, Jeb needs to just totally buff Diamond Armor. And even recently, Good went on a big rampage about this because he has, in one of his Let's Plays, he has enchanted Diamond Armor, and he's literally invincible. He was swimming in lava. He was taking falls from the top of ravines and taking no damage, so... he went on about that's just way it just completely nullifies any sort of difficulty in the game. So either Minecraft, they need to totally buff Diamond Armor and armor in general, or in those Race for Wool series, they need to remove Diamond altogether, just so it because that totally And the thing that Etho and the Redstoner's team does is they make a cannon that destroys all of the other team's diamond in the beginning there. You know, and okay, well, you might as well just forfeit there, because there's no way a team without any sort of iron or diamond armor at all is going to win against a team that's totally clad in diamond armor. And then, okay, well, if they don't destroy that, then both teams have diamond armor, and it just completely nullifies any PvP at all and makes that totally pointless, and what's the point, you know? So, yeah, and just in general, I'm kind of getting a little bit bored of the direct fire map. So, I don't know, we'll see. And we've gotten offers from other teams to do Race for Wool matches, just scrimmages for fun. And I don't know, and I know I mentioned this before, and a few of you actually sent me modified versions of the direct fire map that kind of removes a lot of the diamond, or actually fixes that that thing with the first wool where you can just tunnel down without having to deal with any mobs that Brian uses. And I've gotten those, but you know, it's always, if you mention to people, oh, we're going to do this modified version of the map, they're like, well, no, wait, we're all used to this version of the map, so it's... I think if this Race for the Wool thing is going to continue on and be something interesting for Minecraft to keep on doing, either Vex or other people are going to have to start churning out maps, like one per month, just to keep it interesting, because it's most interesting when there's two teams going together on a map that they've never seen. So there's no pre-built-in strategy, there's no workarounds or kind of quote-unquote cheats you can have to kind of quickly get through the map and things like that. So it's interesting, and I'm certainly rooting now that Mine Inc. is out of the tournament. I'm rooting for... why did I... Oh, okay. I didn't make the boat yet, so... I'm rooting for the Redstoners to kind of go all the way, and I think if they keep up with their strategy, they're totally going to own that tournament. I haven't really seen any of the other teams, so I don't know, but that's the way it's looking. I have a boat already, so let's break down the workbench. But yeah, that was interesting to watch. I was kind of hanging out in the chat there, and a few people recognized me in the chat, and I said hello, so that was cool on Twitch TV. But yeah, we'll see how that pans out, and I don't know, maybe we'll see more Race for the Wool, maybe a different map or a modified map here on my channel and the RGB's channels in the future. But enough of that. It's the end of this Farlands or Bust episode. I'm going to remind everybody once again to head on over to farlandsorbust.com and contribute to our Child's Play fundraiser. We're trying to reach $29,220, all going to a great cause, Child's Play charity, so check that out. I appreciate it. And once again, thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the little like button. That always helps. Please subscribe. Like I said, we're almost at 25,000 subscribers. That's insane. I still can't believe it. Thank you, everybody, for your support and well wishes and etc., etc. And once again, yeah, Wolfie. And again, keep asking your questions and making comments in the comments below so I don't run out of things to talk about in these episodes. So, but yeah, thanks for watching. My name is Kurt. I will see you next time.